Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Sunday, March 15th, the Ides of March. Beware the Ides of March. I went to the 8 o'clock church service at St. Peter's this morning, and I decided I wanted to show you guys the art exhibition we're having up there. It's mounted during Lent, and it'll be there through Easter. And it's called "Were You There?" Were you there when they crucified our Lord, my Lord? A parishioner named John Kohan, Kohan, who has a website called sacredartpilgrim.com. That's sacredartpilgrim.com. There's a wonderful collection of modern, sacred art, modern religious art. He puts these things on from his private collection. He'll mount, like I said, 2 or 3 exhibitions a year for us. This particular one, as I said, is called "Were You There?" And the first 8 pieces, are the first one is the Oberammergau Passion Play. It's from a rotogravure print from 1922. The very colorful one, the second work is by Myrtis West. And she's an American, and it's acrylic on canvas board. The third piece is by Joseph Albert Slominski, a German, still living. It's a serigraph. And then we have this magnificent wood carving, which was a commissioned piece. This was a piece commissioned for this show. By Jan Krulika. It's a Slovak name, and I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. Also still living, and it's a painted wood carving, as it's fairly obvious. Then we have a lithograph from Andrei Rax. He's a Romanian American, and he's now dead. He's deceased. And then we move on to James Tissot, or Jacques Joseph Tissot. He's French, and it's a chromolithograph. And then, and then we have Evgeny Blumkin. He's a Russian. It's an etching. And then we have the last one in the sequence of the scene of the Crucifixion. This whole first group of 8 is called the scene of the Crucifixion. The last one is by Milan Litkov. And he's a Bulgarian and still very much alive, and it's a lino cut.
And my whole system was fine. Ice. That down the whole out. And the guy that came to me went out by the afternoon. And I said, "Oh, you've done all that." And I'm thinking, well, either it's broken or it's not that bad. And he says, it's ice. he said they are seeing more deep buried pipes as far as they can. But he said it as the world life. He said this is the sustained. He said before I would get. He said this was consistent. So he said our ground is risen and it's been in my lifetime. He said, yeah, but he said it was this huge piece of ice. That's what he said. There you go. Oh, dear God. It was defective, that. Yeah. You go out the way and touch it.
Now we move on to, from the scene of the crucifixion, we move on to a group of paintings, works of art. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these again. Another group of 8. And this is called the Scoffers and the Skeptics. The Scoffers and the Skeptics. And the order in which you see them, it's the first one is Robert O. Hodgel, American. It's a linocut. Abraham Ratner, an American, a mixed media print. Louis Kane, who's French, it's a color etching. Hermann Dientz, German, a woodcut. Barry Moser, an American, a wood engraving. Frank Brangwyn, British, an etching. And then the last two, Almarie Lobel Riche, French, an etching in dry point. And then the very colorful work there is by Lawson Swore, a Liberian, a mixed media painting. Now we have a group of 3 paintings called Those Who Weren't There. Judas, Barabbas, and Peter. And I'll show you them, in that order. The very large one, the first one is Mikhail Volkov. He's a Russian-Hungarian, and it's oil on canvas, and that's of Judas. And then Barabbas, that's a guy you never really see much of at all, by Borge Elwe Carlsen. He's Danish and Swedish, and it's a lino cut. And then the third one the 19th work in the exhibition is Raphael Drouart. He's French, and it's an aqua tent. Next, we have a group of 3 paintings, a sequence called the Roman, or 3 works of art, the Roman soldiers, in order of appearance. The first is by a fellow named Earl Stetson Crawford, and he's actually related, I guess, to the Stetson hat people. And then we have Brian Whalen, Irish. It's a mixed media painting, and I think this was one of the ones commissioned for this show. And I thought it almost looked like a lot of Aztec-y influence in it. And then the third one in the group is by Josh Spraybrook. Joe Spraybrook, he's Belgian, and it's a chromolithograph. Then we have a group of 4 works of art, and this section is called the Centurion. The fellow who said, "Truly this man is the Son of God." Again, in order of appearance, Martin Wollmer, German, oil on wood. Then we have Rico Lebrun, an Italian-American, or Rico Lebrun, an Italian-American. He's the lithograph. And then the very icon-y looking thing, and it does very much look like an icon. And it should, because it's from an icon painter, actually. She's Coptic. She's Egyptian. And Rania Kuhn, temper on gessoed wood. And then we have a fellow, the very ragged-edged piece is a fellow named Michael Vargas. He's out of Taos, New Mexico. He's an American. And it's oil on handmade paper, which accounts for the ragged edges. Okay. And now to conclude all of this, we have a section called the Holy Women. Mary, the mother of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and there's another Mary, the wife of Clopas. And in order again of appearance, Michael Siri, a French fellow, an etching in the aqua tint, etching aqua tint. Then we have William Strang, he's British, an etching. Michael Siri, again, the French fellow again, oil on canvas. And then we have an unknown American artist with a woodcut. And then we have Gloria Todd Jones. She's an American. It's a lithograph. And I think that may have been one of the other works commissioned for this exhibition. And then the final one, the 32nd work of art, is it's a little one-piece section called "Are You Here?" It's by Peli Pedro Blanco Aroche. He's Cuban. Oil on canvas, and I think this was also a commissioned work. Because he did say there were 4 commissioned works for this show. He went out and got 4 artists to do the work. I think the Gloria Todd Jones piece of the 3 Marys, she works out of Georgia, I think. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye, YouTubers.